Do you ever feel anxious? I don't mean anxious like, a big test is coming up, or you have a job interview, or you're getting married, or buying a house, or something like that. I mean deep, just discomfort, a sense of discontentment, edginess, uneasiness. You don't know why it's there. You don't know where it's coming from. Well, I might have an answer for you for that. Now, no one likes to feel anxiety, right? It's awful. But discomfort, like anxiety, it doesn't cause itself. It's a symptom. It's a symptom of something. It's something telling you something is wrong. And if you silence it without having met and dealt with the cause of it, then whatever is wrong and making you feel anxious stays wrong. It doesn't go away. And it could cause you a great deal of harm. Eventually, we die from that. Sometimes slowly, sometimes quickly, but the effects of anxiety on the body and the mind are not good. So we need a solution. Now, I'm not talking about medical solutions, right? I'm not a doctor. Doctors have no idea about this. If I were a doctor, I'd be talking about therapies and medications and all the classic treatments. I don't diagnose, I don't prescribe. They never work anyway. I'm talking about metaphysical problems and solutions. That's the realm that counts here, and that's completely out of the clinical realm. I'm not a clinician. I deal with the spiritual angle. And anxiety is a spiritual issue, or metaphysical, if you like that word better. So how do you deal with it? How do you deal with anxiety? Well, can you manage spiritual discomfort? Well, classically, you do. You've done it. You've done it by drinking, by eating, sex, antidepressants, smoking. These are all ways of removing the symptoms while leaving the cause totally unaddressed. It's like pulling a wire off the change oil light on the dashboard of your car. The little idiot lights they call them, or like stopping the wear indicator sound on the brake pads of your car. You shoot a little graphite or something in there to shut off the noise when they really have to be replaced. I'm not a good car mechanic, so I don't even know if that'd work. It sounds right to me though. You get the idea. Either way, the damage continues and the problem worsens, completely untreated, totally unabated, and you go on as if you've managed to deal with the problem. You go on distracting yourself with your driving and your travels. You just keep moving. You ever see people that just think, I can't stand still, I can't stand still. That's what's going on. And it keeps the memory of your neglect out of your thoughts. You remain oblivious. Then one day you could go flying off a cliff, right? And your brakes fail. Or your engine seizes up. There's no oil pressure and the metals start to wear out and you throw a rod. It's the end of the car. You're in trouble. Maybe mortal danger. And you don't even know it. Even so, with anxiety, something in you knows it. It's called conscience. And that's where your anxiety comes from. Anxiety comes from your good side. It's not the enemy. It's trying to save you from your negligence. It's your idiot light. Now, you could seek bliss, hypnotism, yoga, narcotic meditation stuff, things that mesmerize you with bells and mantras, positive thinking, affirmations, droning beautiful thoughts and prose in your head called prayer, improperly, over and over. All it does is just make you feel better than you're supposed to feel, better than you deserve to feel. You're supposed to feel anxiety when something's broken so that you're moved to have it fixed. Anxiety is calling you. It's trying to tell you something. It's trying to say you are wrong. It's trying to say that something inside you is broken. And if you have it fixed, you'll be fine. But if you cover it up, if you pull that wire, if you silence that warning, or you go to drinking or to medications or to religion or sex or money or food or people pleasing, whatever you use, whatever you abuse, then you'll only feel better temporarily and the problems will continue and continue and they'll progress under the hood. You'll be getting worse, not better, just like your car. Finding the solution always comes down to this question. What are your motives? What are your motives for seeking it? Motives will dictate whether or not you pursue the short-term crap solutions or the one true solution, the one that lasts forever. The problem is, it's so easy to go to the wrong solutions, and the classic advice you'll get supports all those bad ones, all those easy outs, the easier, softer way, right? You fall into self-centeredness because you want the symptoms of the problems to go away, but it's just too painful to pay the cost of a full repair job. You know, like the short-sighted guy he's apparently plain and happy driving his car into the ground. He just doesn't have to get it fixed, or he has to get it fixed, but he's not aware of it, so he doesn't know. That's dying. Ignorance is bliss? No. Bliss is ignorance. You don't want to devote your life to the search for ignorance. Cover-ups are living in ignorance, in oblivion. We don't want to cough up the price of the freedom. We don't want to ever admit that we've been wrong. The hardest thing for any human being to ever do is admit that he's been wrong. I'm not talking about just going to someone and saying you're sorry. That's too simple. I'm talking about admitting within, deep repentance, true humility, realizing that you're not God. It's a mysterious process, but very, very simple. Some people would rather go on with the medicating. They'll want to ignore the signals. They just want to keep on driving with the idiot light burning. And so the indulgences like drinking or drugging, it'll accomplish that. It does it for them, but they can't regulate the behavior. Anything that produces that, oh, it makes me feel so good, that's killing you. It's not the activity that's killing you. It's what's allowed to operate inside, under the radar, while you're getting your fix of ecstasy. That's what's killing you. Even mild approval. You can't even give Christmas gifts without sucking something out of the occasion. Then you use people. You're a user. I'm not trying to be a meanie here, but if we bathe in self-satisfaction, in euphoria, in the artificial happiness, we just keep on judging, resenting, getting angry. The ego is nourishing itself on our emotions, and it's growing. We become a self-centered, self-seeking egoist pretending to be something else. TM, working out, shopping. Some people can't even hand out soup at the Salvation Army without getting a feeling out of it. There's something wrong with that. Can you see that? And then when those tricks become too socially disruptive, just go get some pills from a doctor. Pick up where the booze and the drugs or the behaviors left off. The promiscuity, gambling, all the same thing. Your escape from reality is legitimized by these things. You find people who do it too. You join a cigar club, the mafia. It's a little extreme, but you get the idea. For a real solution, one that accompanies a decent, productive, emotionally happy life that's free from anxiety, free from fear, free from all those idiot lights flashing on all the time, free from anxiety, you need to get to the head mechanic. And you know who he is, right? He's God. That doesn't mean pray to him. It doesn't mean go to church. You can do those things, but that's not what I'm talking about. It doesn't mean spending hundreds or thousands of dollars on spiritual retreats or divine counseling, life coaching. That's phony. It means reaching simple God consciousness. He's the master mechanic. He's the only one that can keep you running smoothly. There has to be a spiritual awakening experience. Meditation will do that, the right kind. But get to the mechanic. You have to, because there really is no future. And what future there is will just be more symptoms if you don't. You'll feel like crap all the way down. You just won't run right. You know, it's up to you. Like the Bible story, right? The prodigal son. You have to go halfway. You have to head home. You have to head to dad. And once you make that decision, he'll come. He'll meet you halfway across the horizon. As soon as he sees you approaching, he'll come. Then you go back home. Home is here, right inside. But you have to make that choice. Leave the pigsty behind and head home to your Father's palace. That's where he is. He's within. He's already there. He's provided the living conditions that you've been missing. And if you're too self-absorbed, too selfish, can't go home, can't face dad, then you're only going to want the symptoms silenced so that you can stay away from his palace. And then you'll continue to drink. You'll continue to medicate those symptoms away until they get so overbearing, there's just no more relief. Well, except to die. And that's what most people do, sorry to say. Don't die. You don't have to. Not now, not soon, not ever. You can live long. You can live a long, righteous life, for real, no effort, automatically, free of the emotional baggage that might keep you down, keep you nervous, keep you full of fear, keep you anxious. If you are anxious, full of fear, suffering from depression and suffer from health issues because of your unhealthy food habits or drug obsessions, smoking, whatever it is, then I suggest an immediate spiritual awakening, a conscious contact with God, the master mechanic. Practice, meditate, non-contemplative meditation. Go to my website and get it, it's free. If you're unable to wake up, some people are too far down the rabbit hole, right? They just don't see reality. They're into an alternative reality. If you can't wake up, if you can't come out of your head, then there's really nothing else except the cover-ups, the alcohol, the prescription meds, the sex, the porn, the drugs, all the standard distractions. Just sit and be still. No expectations. Suffer the urge to run away from the anxiety. Someone is trying to save you. Do it, even if it's only for a few seconds at first. You have to start somewhere, or not.